Guys, if you are new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you and welcome back. Today I will be sharing with you my pork carnitas and my tortilla recipe. My pork carnita, you will need 3 or 4 bay leaves, 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, 1 medium onion diced, 1.5 pounds of pork. You do want a little fat on your pork. 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of oregano, a 1/2 cup of freshly squeezed orange juice, salt and pepper to taste, and some oil for frying. We are going to start by mixing our cumin and our oregano in a bowl, and we are going to set that aside. Now we are going to salt and pepper both sides of our pork. And also we're going to put our herbs on top of the pork. We're going to do this for both sides. Now that we have all of our herbs and salt and pepper nicely covered on our pork, it is time to get our Instapot ready. Now we are going to turn our Instapot onto our saute. And we are going to put a couple of tablespoons of oil in the bottom, and we are going to let this heat up. Now that my Instapot is hot, we are going to sear our pork on all sides. Now that I have seared and got each side brown, I am going to take my pork out, and saute my garlic and onions in my Instapot. Onions have become soft, I'm going to add my bay leaves and my 1/2 cup of orange juice into my Instapot, and I'm going to mix that around. And now that my liquid is boiling, I am going to add my pork back into my Instapot. I'm going to cancel the saute. I am going to put my lid on my Instapot. Make sure it is on pressure. And I'm going to turn on the meat and stew button for 1 hour. And then I'm going to start. While my pork carnitas is cooking in my Instapot, I'm going to make some homemade tortillas. My homemade tortillas, you will need 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/3 cup of shortening, and 1 cup of hot water. Start my tortillas. I am going to put my salt and my baking powder into my all-purpose flour, and I'm just going to mix that with my hands. I'm going to put my 1/3 cup of shortening into my flour mixture. And I am going to mix this with my hands also, cutting the shortening into my flour mixture. Now that I have my shortening mixed well into my flour, I'm going to make a little well into my flour mixture. And I'm going to pour my water. And I'm going to slowly add my flour into the water. Now that my dough has came together nicely, I'm going to knead this dough for about 10 minutes. Now that I am finished kneading my dough, I will cut this dough into about 12 equal pieces. Now I am going to let my tortilla dough set here for about 10 minutes to rest. Now I have my tortilla press and I have a piece of plastic to cover my tortilla press so my dough does not stick. My tortilla dough has rested for 10 minutes. I will put it in the middle of my tortilla press. I will cover it with the other piece of plastic and I will slowly press down. And then after you have pressed your tortilla, you will lay it over a bowl. And I will continue to do this for the rest of my tortilla dough. To fry our tortillas, we will turn our stove onto a medium heat and let our pan heat up. Now that our pan is nice and hot, I will put one of my tortillas in the dry pan and I will cook them for about 30 to 45 seconds on each side. You want to cook your tortillas in a dry pan. If your skillet is big enough, you can do a couple of tortillas at a time. Now that these are done, I will take them out and lay them on a plate, and I will continue cooking the rest of my tortillas. Now that my Instant Pot has finished cooking, I will let it naturally release. I have taken my pork out of my Instant Pot and I will take 2 forks and I will just shred the meat. Now that I have my pork shredded, I will put it in a single layer in a baking dish. I am going to pour about a half a cup of my juices from my Instant Pot. Now that I have have my pork and some of the juices mixed well in a baking dish, I'm going to put this in the oven on high broil for 5 to 10 minutes, watching it closely. Now that our pork carnita has been broiled for about 5 minutes and it is nice and crispy, it is time to plate. I have paired my pork carnitas with some cheesy Spanish rice, some refried beans, and our favorite taco toppings. If you like easy, delicious, and made from scratch meals, you'll love this recipe. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up, comment down below what you want to see me cook next, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.